Hello, Dr. James Bogash, expert in health and longevity, and today we're going to talk about a study out of China looking at some almost 100,000, 98,000 and a half or so people, and they followed them over the years to find out if their light exposure at night, so LAN, specifically artificial light, which that's all you're going to get at night unless it's reflected off the moon, but to see if it had a risk on diabetes or increasing risk of diabetes. I've talked about this a lot over the years. I remember the first time I saw an article, a study on children who were exposed to more, I can't remember whether they measure the lights in luxes or lumens, but the more light they were exposed to at night, the greater the risk of being overweight or obese. And we're not talking about them affecting their sleep. Somehow the light is making it through the eyes, hitting the retinas, and affecting our circadian rhythms, our ability to sleep. And this is happening at a subtle level because this isn't necessarily somebody having a problem with sleeping, but maybe it's still disrupting their sleep cycle because we're exposed to white light after the sun goes down, which we're not supposed to be. If anything, it's going to be red light or firelight, campfire type things. So in this study, they found that those who had the greatest increase or greatest exposure to light at night, and they used geographic mapping, so radar pictures of the areas that had more light, those people were, if they were living in those areas, had a 28% higher risk of being diabetic. They also had higher A1C levels, they had higher fasting glucose, and they had diminished beta cell function. Everything that's a recipe for diabetes. They controlled for other factors. This shouldn't come as a big surprise. This is just yet another study suggesting that our exposure to our environment and artificial lighting is screwing with our health. That means that this is one of the reasons why I've always been a big fan of things like blue light blockers. And I personally, I don't exactly sleep with the pink fuzzy sleep mask, but I sleep with a sleep mask, and I recommend that especially for people who might be in an area that has light coming through, whether it's through your lights or in your night lights that are white light, a light in another room, anything. Even our green lights from our smoke detectors and things like that. The bottom line is we need to avoid all light, all white light, or actually blue light at night. The easiest way to do that is to wear a sleep mask because it's going to ensure that you're going to block all of that light. And given this study, it just further confirms that these exposures at night, which we were never designed for, are screwing with our health and contributing yet in other ways of obesity and diabetes. So, as always, I'll post a link to this particular study in the description. Make sure you like this video, share it with somebody who you think needs the information, and subscribe to the channel.